live button. I don't know why. I just like went my cursor. I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't function. But hi, my name is Courtney, and I am very passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you envisioned for yourself. But honestly, most people I know aren't living the lives that they had envisioned for themselves. I got to tell you guys, I had a great topic for tonight, and I had some great notes. And all of a sudden, I'm granted it was getting close to 5, but I'm smoking through my notes, and all of a sudden I thought, wait a minute. I got to make this font big enough for me to read it and still keep it on 2 pages because the way I'm set up, to more than 2 pages would be just too much. And yeah, I'm going to have to pare those notes down, but it's a really good topic. So I guess that'll be next week. But journaling is always an excellent topic. This information, by the way, is from psychcentral.com. Journaling dates back to 10th century Japan, which I think that's pretty amazing. And obviously, it's got to work or we wouldn't still be doing it. It wouldn't have been passed along all these years. There's increasing evidence that journaling can have a positive impact on us physically. Now, those of us with health issues, this is really interesting. Actually, I think it's kind of exciting. Journaling can boost your immunity. Isn't that crazy? It strengthens um, it strengthens immune cells called T lymphocytes. Hopefully, I'll be able to speak better today than the other day. Journaling has also been found to decrease symptoms from asthma and rheumatoid arthritis. Well, I don't have RA, but I do have Hashimoto's and I do have fibromyalgia. So it only stands to reason that I should get some benefit from it, right? Journaling helps us clarify our thoughts and our feelings, and that's what I really get out of it. I get I have a total I have a total chattering monkey brain. I heard that I was doing a Tai Chi workout. I'd recorded one off, I don't know, some satellite university satellite channel years and years ago, and the guy was really funny, and he's trying to talk to you about quieting your mind. He's like, some of us have a chattering monkey mind, and it's like, oh my god, that's so me. But I do have a chattering monkey brain, and it I get overwhelmed by it sometimes. And journaling just it gives me that page, anchors me, and it helps me get all those thoughts and feelings off my chest so they're not just racing around anymore. Don't edit or censor. Just write. Just write. Sometimes I'll be going along and I'll lose my train of thought and I'll stop for a second and I'll just look over what I've already written and then I'll keep going. Or you know what? If all I write's a few sentences, hey, I journaled. Some days that's good. I usually do a page a day though. That's kind of, I don't know why that's my goal. Probably because that's just nice and even and tidy. But that is my goal. But the cool thing is when you're journaling about stuff, you're like, maybe you're struggling with a problem, journal about it. It can really help you find a completely different perspective on it. I think I screwed up the numbers. Oh, I do. I don't know if you can tell. I feel a lot better today. I'm still exhausted. I've had 8 hours of sleep in the last 2 nights, and 5 of those were last night. But I got 5 hours of sleep last night, and I've had a relatively low pain day. I don't know how that happened, but I'm not complaining. But I'm apparently a little ditzy. But second benefit to journaling: know thyself. You have to know yourself. When you keep a journal, this might sound really elementary and simplistic, but when you keep a journal, it's going to help you understand what makes you feel confident, the things that make you happy. If you have a chronic illness, you might not know. It's so easy to get caught up in all of this. And you lose so much of your former life. You lose so much of your former life. And a lot of the things that used to make you happy, for whatever reason, maybe you can't do them anymore. Maybe you just don't want to do them anymore. Maybe they're not the best habits for your current situation. But it can be really hard because you really have to get to know yourself all over again. I will say that was one aspect where I had a little bit of an advantage because I was never very self-reflective until well after I started having health issues. So, I didn't really have that going on. But for people who are dealing with health issues, it can get so overwhelming. You've got to keep track of, God, you got to keep track of your wins. You know, you got to keep track of, there are days, as active as I am, and I am very blessed to be so active as I am, there are days when it's a tremendous win if I pry my achy ass out of bed, brush my teeth and all that, and I always change. I never, ever, ever, I just have a thing. I cannot hang out in the pajamas I slept in. It's a mental thing. But if I can get out of the what I slept in and I can make it out to the couch. Now, to most people, that doesn't sound like a much of a day, but on a really challenging day, that's a tremendous win for me. So if you have health issues, you've got to get a journal and you've got to write down every day, because we get so caught up in our heads of, oh my gosh, I didn't get this done and I didn't get that done, and I used to be able to handle all of this and I can't anymore. No, you can't. That's just the way it is. There ain't no point being upset about it. You ain't gonna change it. But write down your wins. Did you, I don't know, did you go out and play with the kids today? And did you have fun? And were you able to forget about your aches and pains? That's a hell of a good win. You need to journal that. You need to journal that so you can remember when this crap gets so overwhelming and you just want to give up. You can look back and go, you know what? I've got tangible evidence right here in my journal that things aren't really that bad. Because, it's, I'm not going to tell you they're not, because living with this stuff sucks and it can be really bad. But what are you going to do about it? You can't just sit there and be mad about it. You can't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You've got to start celebrating those little wins. Look, if you don't celebrate the little wins, you're not going to celebrate yourself very often, because the big things just don't come along all that much. And that's okay. Be proud of the little things that you did. Another thing about journaling and helping you, I'm having a hard time, the way it gives you some clarity as to who you are as a person, it can also help you get clarity regarding toxic people that you may have in your life, or toxic situations that you find yourself in. Now, remember, when it comes to toxic people and it comes to toxic situations, guess what the common denominator is? You. You've got to accept your responsibility for all this. But a journal can really help you, because it just helps you work through all that stuff. So it can give you a lot of clarity on how to move forward with this. Number 3, journaling can really truly help you solve problems. The physical act of writing occupies the analytical left brain, which frees up your creative right brain, and that can lead to unexpected solutions to problems that you've been struggling with. And this is why this is why I like talking about this. I like to talk about this every few months, because it's so important. It truly is. In my very humble opinion, keep in mind, I'm just some random chick off the internet, but in my very humble opinion, journaling is the best thing that you can do at home for your mental health. That's been my experience with it anyway. I realized partly through journaling, and journaling got me thinking about it, and I got curious and looked it up. Did y'all know, this is so awful, did y'all know that you can get addicted to anxiety and stress? You can. You get addicted to that biochemistry, just like adrenaline junkies can get addicted. It's literally the same process. You're just addicted to something way, way, way worse than adrenaline. But I am addicted to anxiety. And I don't always do the things that I know I need to do. And when I keep my journal, I do a lot better on staying on track. Not because I sit there every night and go, oh my gosh, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, but because I sit down every night and go, you know what? Maybe this wasn't the best day, but these were the things that went right for me today. These were my wins. These were my successes today. That's so important. Number 4, journaling is a safe, effective way to deal with emotions. This is why I feel it's one of the most invaluable home mental health aids. Now, I'm not saying at all, by the way, this is not a replacement for therapy. I am not at all trying to insinuate that, but not everybody can afford therapy. And for me, this has been a really good, I'll be honest, God, this is going to sound terrible. I'm really not so much in a position that I can't afford it. I just don't want to go to therapy. I know I should. I know I need to. There's a lot of reasons why I need to. I just don't want to go. I'm not ready, I guess. But journaling helps. It's an invaluable tool for stress, and you know what? It can even maybe you have someone that you've been on the outs with for a while, and you're really upset about it. You're not sure how the hell am I going to reconcile this? Your journal can really help you with that. Okay, great. So those are the benefits. Now what? How do you start? Don't overthink it. This is seriously so easy. Go get a little cheapy notebook. Although I'll be honest, I don't like cheap notebooks. In fact, my journal is right here. I love these. I have this nice, that's not very graceful. I have these nice hardbound Cambridge notebooks that I like. And I also I'm a notebook freaky when I have 5 different journals going, but they all have a different purpose, and I use them all very regularly. These disc notebooks, oh my gosh, I love these things. This is like the beginner size, and you can make bigger rings. I need more paper for this, but this is my personal development journal. These are my notes from 8 chapters of one book that I'm reading. I love to journal, but I like to journal because I know it's good for me. Get out your pen and paper and just start to write. I got this recently, actually, from the book that my big journal, the book that I'm going through with that. I just learned this from this book and I love it. I write at the top of my page every night, pause and reflect. Because I do need to pause and reflect. I don't want to just sit there and, oh my gosh, and my day sucked and I hurt and I don't feel good and boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I don't want to do that. I'll be honest, a lot of times that's my inclination because things have been challenging. So if I write pause and reflect, it puts me in a state of mind to do exactly that. And I can take that emotional step back and really look at my day from a realistic perspective instead of a judgmental one. The most important rule to journaling is there are no rules. Seriously, don't overthink this. It's just write. And if you're stuck, and you probably will be at first, because it's not an easy habit to get into, but just write. And what I like to do if I'm really having a bad time, I'll admit I haven't done this in a while, but until the last few weeks, I've been really pretty good at dealing with my anxiety. Yeah, I've been terrible the last couple weeks. Anyway, if I have a really negative journal entry, which again, I haven't done in a long time, I always would end it with 3 things that I'm grateful for. Why? Because I've just gotten all that stuff off my chest, but now it's fresh in my mind. If I take a minute to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, it resets me. I'm no longer thinking about the negative parts of my day. I'm now thinking about things that I'm grateful for. And for me, that helps me. It helps quiet my mind. It makes it easier for me to lay down at night and go to sleep. But anyway, that's all I have. I always appreciate your time. I truly do. There's so many entertaining things out there on the internet. So for someone to wander into my little humble, quiet corner of the world, I do appreciate it. Look, I'm not an expert. All I know is what this has done for me. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. The only place you're going to find me on social media is Twitter, which probably speaks volumes about me and says things I probably don't really want to know, but I love my Twitter. But I'm at Alaskan Courtney over there. I just went blank. Brain fog. What are you going to do? That's just part of it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. I will be back. Today's Wednesday. I will be back. English is my first language. Ain't that sad? At 5 o'clock Alaska time on Friday. Y'all take care.